Okay, so memory card is full, whatever the hell that means. Alright, so we now have our first layer of egg, and now I'm using one of these stone granite, I don't know what the hell it is, non-stick frying pans, and it works very well. But if you didn't have one of those, what you would probably do is take a little bit of Pam or something like that, get the bottom of it done, and then with your spatula of choice, maybe spray a little bit on that, so you really don't want a lot of sticking going on. And now, what I'm going to do here, which I didn't do the last time, and that's why my roll didn't look so much a roll as it looked kind of squarish, is I'm going to take a couple of cheese sticks. I thought if some of our southern friends wanted to use a Slim Jim, you could do that too. Really, just cut it to size. But basically, essentially, what you're going to do is you're going to put the little cheese stick right there. See how that is right on the end? Okay, I got two of them, and then we're going to we'll get our egg here, and we don't want to break it, although we are tearing it a little bit here, so we're going to have to watch that. And then we're going to start our roll. It's a little hot, so I'm a little used to heat. So we get a little bit of a roll going there. Now I'm going to take a tiny bit of scallion. Alright, put that on there. Get a little bit going there. And this will be our first layer of the Western omelet. The Southwestern omelet. How won't we call it that? Southwestern egg roll. See, we're making it up as we fly. Alright, we're going to roll this all the way, and then we're going to just push it back just like that. Okay? Again, it's a little bit looser on the roll than I want. Okay? So there is our roll right there. Now we are going to take immediately, and we're going to add some more egg. Alright, nice thin layer of egg. Thin, thin, thin. Just enough so it makes a sheet. Okay? And we're going to get this cooked off. And on this next layer, we're going to wait for it to be cooked completely. So it's firm on the top, mostly dry on the top, and then we will add our ham or our cheese. If you are playing along at home, you could maybe add slices of pepperoni, or you want to stay away from large chunks of things like mushrooms or peppers. If you can dice them up really fine, make it really fine, because you don't want them sticking out and bumping the roll, as it were, right? You want those to be nice and flat, which is why I had these slices of ham cut so thin, because they will be layered on top of the next roll. And this is essentially basically, you need some patience. You'll find that if you make sure the egg gets right up to the roll here, because that'll just automatically cook right into this and continue the rollout factor. And it looks like it's close. A little bit of moisture there, a little bit of liquid. So we'll get that. We want that firm because we want it rubbery. We want the egg to be as flexible as possible. It's kind of like a mini crepe. We're making a very long crepe-ish type egg. Okay. That looks good. Alright, so let's go with cheese. How's that sound? We'll just put cheese in there next. We'll do the ham. So you can make it up as you go, you know. Alright. Don't worry if it goes out the sides. Don't worry if it goes off the end, because, well, the cheese will get the pan sticky. So you want to make sure you don't get the cheese on the pan itself if you can help it. But we're going to trim this when we're done. Okay, so we don't need to wait for that to melt. We're just going to start our roll. Okay? You see how this is just formed up right together. And don't worry if it breaks at any point in here. We're going to be able to hide that. Okay? He says as he flounders with this particular roll here. Alright, there we go. That's over. Use your spatula to break out the end of this here. Push it back. Okay? And now, how about a little more egg? Okay? Now this is 8 eggs I'm using here. No, you do not need to use 8 eggs if there's the one of you. But it just makes for a better presentation. So 8 eggs it is, and cold egg for lunch. Useless kitchen. The things I do, I tell you. Okay. So we're going to let this particular part firm up, and you'll find it, the cheese is going to make this egg want to slide a lot more. So proceed with caution, and then just, you know, take your time. Like I said, if this breaks, see there's a little break right there. No biggie. We're going to be able to hide all of that. No one's going to know. And if they give you a hard time, you tell them to see me. By God. All right. So I'm on a mobile hotspot, so this is probably going to take a month and a half to download. Not only to YouTube, but then I gotta meld 2 videos. I don't know. You may never see this. Okay. You may never see me using words like hizzy, or, you know, I think Thornton's favorite, damn it feels good to be a gangsta. Huh? I think we can all agree on that, right? I let that fly once and I think it made his week. So, okay. We are going to now put a little thin layering of ham on here. Okay, the ham. Black Forest ham. Alright, a little Robin Hood special, if you will. Alright, let's lay this out here, and like I said, if the ham goes over the top, no biggie. We're going to be able to hide everything, you'll see. And we just want it as flat as we can here, okay? Flat as we can. There we go. All the while it's on low, okay? Alright, now let's make sure we get a good cut on this next roll here. Get this thing up, up. It's going to be getting hot here, okay? So maybe 2 spatulas might help you, or a little rubber glove or something like that, or if you've got hands of iron, okay? Okay, so now we've got our layer there. I've got for 8, I've got a little bit more here. Alright, and as you can see, I've got a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of Cajun in there. Alright, this is our final wrap. So I think we'll do just a tiny bit of each. Alright. Again, you don't have to kill it. Do that. Little chive in there. And I know I'm putting it in while it's still wet, and I told you not to do that. Let it dry. Oh! See that? That's what happens when you screw around like that. That broke. Alright, so that's going to make this thing look terrible. So we're going to just stop it right there. Be careful when you're shaking back and forth, especially on your last one, because this is a very thin flat right here. Actually, no. We are using this. We're going to make this our special little awning. We're going awning for the egg. Alright? Remember, nothing's a mistake. Everything is planned in the kitchen. everything. Well, maybe not those acetylene torch blackened coconut shavings, but everything else is planned. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go a little crazy here on this one. All right, we'll let that be a little silly there. Nice heavy. We got the cheese, we got the everything there, and let's give that another minute, and then we're going to kill the heat. All right, we'll kill the heat there. Let's get a tray. Now we'll just use a cutting board. We will use a cutting board, okay? Okay, so now gently peel this up. See if you can't get it all up. I'm going to go with a large spatula here as well. Okay? You can't get this all up. Come see, come sa. And we're going to lay this on our cutting board, which I will bring into focus, I promise. Toot sweet. Okay. Now this is our on-purpose base for our egg. And here's our egg. Huge spatula. We'll put the huge spatula over the top. Alright. And now we will just take... Okay. Now you put this on a tray. Trim that off. Trim that silly stuff off, right? Okay. We're going to do a little bit of trimming, a little bit of fine edge work here. Alright. Trim that off. Trim this down a little bit. Sharp knives are a bonus. Okay. Trim this down a little bit. And then snap it off on the other end as well. Okay. Now you want to get in good with the ladies. You drop this down on the plate. Okay. This is what she looks like on the inside. Give it a slice. Alright. Let's see if I can't zoom in a little bit there. Is that terrible? That is kind of terrible. Road cameraman. Okay, so you've got that roll of string cheese in the center. Okay, and then you got the scallion, you've got Munster, you've got ham, and you've got it on this wonderful, magically created base that you made yourself on the fly. Okay, now you serve these in